And yes, in hindsight, I wish that had not become law.
With COVID-19 back on the rise thanks to the unvaccinated and the Delta variant, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson just admitted that he was wrong to sign a law banning mask mandates. A mandate that means businesses, schools, and cities cannot implement rules to allow entry only to masked or vaccinated people in order to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Now worried about the potential spread to children under 12, Hutchinson admits he was wrong.
I signed it for those reasons, that our cases were at a low point. Everything has changed now. And yes, in hindsight, I wish that had not become law. But it is the law, and the only chance we have is either to amend it or for the courts to say that it has an unconstitutional foundation.
Now, politicians rarely admit when they're wrong, especially conservative ones, but it's, I guess, good to see some awareness here, even though, of course, he's not going to learn from this. Republicans never do. They simply are the result of what their support base wants. And I'll get to a clip in a second showing you just how completely batshit insane this guy's base is. But before I get there, this is why this issue still matters. Kids under 12 cannot get the vaccine. If you want to be a stupid adult and expose yourself to COVID-19, despite the fact that the vast majority of people ending up in the hospital right now are unvaccinated, let me show you some details here, then, that's your prerogative. But the reality is the vast majority of people ending up in the hospital are unvaccinated, and now it's even getting to kids. So you see here, this is in Arkansas, but in general in the U.S., cases are on the rise. But you see here a massive spike right now in COVID-19 thanks to the Delta variant and the unvaccinated. With Arkansas Hospital says not a single ICU patient is vaccinated as Delta surges, and Arkansas Children's Hospitals report record high number of children hospitalized with COVID-19, which leads to the fact that they have to obviously now reassess whether or not they can get rid of this law. Which gets us to this. So on Wednesday morning, the Arkansas State Legislature began a special session to examine whether the law banning mask mandates should be amended specifically to allow school boards and local school districts to have them. After legislators read the special session announcement from the governor, noting that this variant has affected a higher rate of school-aged children and that there is an urgent need to enact exceptions, the session adjourned until Thursday morning. So hopefully we'll see some progress here in Arkansas, at the very least, to protect children and have them wear masks indoors since they cannot get vaccinated. But let me now show you a clip here from a town hall with Asa Hutchinson. And I mean, it really shows you just how brainwashed these people are and how disturbing all of it is.
The way I saw my town treat our governor, I couldn't believe it.
From people talking over the governor to heckling others who were speaking. The chaos from the crowd was loud and clear. Ashley McFadden shared the story of her sick brother. She says he does not have COVID but needed immediate care this week. He was forced to wait 14 hours to be admitted because hospitals were diverting patients. As she told her story, people in the crowd started laughing at her.
I tried to give them questions of, are you a parent, a sibling, or do you have loved ones? And some lady spoke up and said, we don't want to suffocate our children. And I began saying, my brother's lungs only function at 40% and he double masks and does not complain. And they laughed.
So this crowd laughed at this girl's situation with her brother having to wait 14 hours for a hospital bed. Again, he doesn't have COVID-19, but he's ill, needed a hospital bed, had to wait 14 hours because selfish people, like the vast majority of that crowd at that town hall, not getting vaccinated, ending up in the hospital, filling up these hospital beds, now taking up spaces for people that, in general would need to go to the hospital, but can't get a hospital bed for 14 hours because of all the beds being filled by these selfish individuals. Just absolutely disgusting. And it's important to be clear here. There are, yes, some cases where people are they're too busy. They can't take any time off work to go get the vaccine. Those are outliers. But you have here, it's clear looking at the numbers, especially in Republican states, the majority of people that still are not getting vaccinated are people who are just brainwashed. Right now, Arkansas, I think only about 36% of Arkansas is fully vaccinated. So the vast majority of people in Arkansas, adults in Arkansas, are not vaccinated. This is a choice the vast majority of them are making. And they're putting the lives of not just themselves, but others at risk, children at risk, who of course can't get the vaccine. It is just a complete mess. And, you know, there really is no way, there's no way to educate people that are so far gone, that are seeing people around them die. I mean, I covered a couple weeks ago a anti-vaxxer literally in the hospital bed recovering from COVID-19, still saying he's not going to get the vaccine. You can't solve stupid.